Hello, subscribers. Welcome to a live stream of Wizardry Part 1. This is my first play of this game. I've never played it. I've beaten 4 through 8, of course, 6 through 8 many times. Well, 6 and 8 many times, 7 just once or twice, I think. So yeah, this will be fun. This will be interesting. I need to slow down DOSBox. Let me try to find some cycles that'll work. This is 333 cycles. Let's try, okay, there's 277. There's 230. 191. Let's go with 191. That looks about right for this time period. Hey, Bo and Ron, welcome to the stream. How are you two doing? Sneaking in to see a classic Wizardry 1 stream, huh, Ron? Yeah, I haven't seen you for a long time. Good to see you. I'm doing great, Bo. Thanks for asking. More like Wizardry part fun. Yeah, I hope so. Let's see. Start game? You cannot play without making a scenario disc. Not sure how that'll work. We'll give it a shot though. Hey there, Rushfell and Jimmy. Welcome. How are you two doing? Plays duplicate scenario and drive 1%. Well, I'm playing on the hard drive, so we'll see how this works. No, I've never played Wizardry 1 through 3. I've beaten 4 through 8. Okay. Gilgamesh Tavern. And I'm playing this blind. This is the same menu that's in Wizardry 5, which I was pretty sure that's how it was. So I'm pretty darn familiar with 5, so all this should be the same. So I think the tavern, is that where you create characters? That's where you add. Let me check the adventures in. Nope. Inspect, remove. How do you create? Maybe it's edge of town. Training, castle, utilities. Utilities. Change name, move characters, restart, leave. I didn't see a create under here. Spec, Divvy Gold, remove. It's not going to be at the trading post. It's not going to be at the temple. It's got to be edge of town then. Castle. Oh, that returns you to here. It's not the maze. That's how you enter. It's not going to be training, is it? Ah, training. Create a character. Wow. That is not intuitive. Yeah, good old glorious CGA. Glad you're doing good, Ron. You're learning to drive, busy with work, but doing well overall. Wow. When you say learning to drive, you mean a car? You're trying to get a license? This may be painful and look forward to, Rushfield says. Hey, Penguin and Moody, welcome. How are you two doing? Yeah, the DOS version. I don't like console versions of RPGs. You can't transfer characters. Yeah, find out how to create characters in the real game. Name your party after us, Rushfield says. You're getting your license. Oh, cool. Well, congratulations, Ron. That's awesome. Okay, create characters. Now, if this was like Wizardry 5, you can maybe get a samurai, maybe a bishop. I'm not sure you could get enough points to get a lord. I know for sure you can't get enough to get a ninja. So, plus I don't want a ninja because I think you have to be evil. Lord, you can be good. So I'll go the lord route, lord, samurai, bishop route. Okay, so how many characters can we have? Wow, you can have that many? I'm kind of shocked by that. Um, I think I'm going to keep it simple. So I don't get confused. Fighter, enter password. That's interesting. Okay, I'm assuming dwarves are the best fighters. Let's do neutral so that he can join with anyone. Alter. Ah, okay. So we got 9 bonus points. Enter moves the pointer. Okay. Keep this character. No. Create. Oh, we got to go all the way through this again. Dwarf. Neutral. 6. That's a definite no. So this is going to take quite a while. I could speed up DOSBox. Let's do that. That'll make it faster. Dwarf. Neutral. 18. Hey, there we go. Look at that. I know the difference between some versions. Yes, Penguin. I've beaten 4 through 8. I have not played 1 through 3. So it looks like to me 1 through 3 is going to be like 5. So very similar. We can rename them later, yeah. Yeah, I figured the password was so like you shared the computer with your annoying siblings back in the day. Had quite impressive visuals for the time, yeah. This will take long, gets an 18. Coincidence? Yeah, we need to get some good characters. So, assuming that's good. I'm assuming, oh man, agility's low. That probably determines your speed. Well, let's get vitality up. Let's do this. Assuming that's important. Keep this character. Yes, I don't know how many hit points they have. Fighter. Inspect. 8 hit points. That seems pretty lame for a fighter, doesn't it? Let me inspect someone else here that they've pre-created. Oh, this is a level 6 bishop. So wherever this game came from, they had party members already. I don't want to do that. Okay. So, we need a wizard. Gnome, maybe? Penguin says, I meant like the DOS version specifically has like super high rate of losing stats on level up compared to other versions. Oh, no, I don't know anything. I'm playing this blind. I don't know anything about this. But that doesn't surprise me. DOS versions of the games are usually harder. Are the hit points random? Please tell me no, Ron says. I don't know. But that seems kind of lame. For 18 Constitution or Vitality getting 8 hit points. It's so odd to watch the Wizardry King play a new Wizardry. Yeah. Hey, I can't call myself the king unless I've beaten all 8. So I had to start. Oh, all characters start with 8 hit points on level 1, Moody thinks. Okay. Will you change the names after creation, or are we getting fighter, wizard until the end? I think I'm keeping them because it'll make it easier for me knowing what their role is. But we'll see. I just don't know how often it is that you'll get bonuses. 18. All right. So intelligence obviously is going to be important for a mage. Probably agility so that they can go first. Let's do this. Keep this character. Okay, so we got a mage. We need a priest. Gnome again, I guess. We'll make him good. We'll make the priest good. Create priest. Seven. Hey, Grunk, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Are 2 and 3 on the menu? You can carry your characters over. Was the fashion at the time? Are you saying Wizardry 2 and 3? If I remember correctly, I think you have to transfer from Wizardry 1 to get into Wizardry 2 on the DOS version. They made it that way on purpose. I remember an interview about that. Right now, you're just the Wizardry Royal Advisor, Grunk says. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, you can't call yourself the Wizardry King, which I would never do that, but I can't accept someone calling me the Wizardry King unless I've beaten all 8. Let's see. No, good. 6. No way. That's terrible. It's just like Wizardry 6. It's the same way where you have to generate over and over like this. Macy Fighter 2, Fighter 3. Yeah, that's a good question, Ron. I'm not sure. And the characters can die off and early. I figured that. Just like in Wizardry 6. And this is an Iron Man because you don't get to save the game, essentially. But I'm used to Iron Mans, you know that. That's the only way I play. At least with games I'm familiar with, that's the only way I play. Okay, this one I'm not familiar with. Human. So Human got 16 points. That's not bad. For a priest. Oh, they're bad with piety. Well, I could make this a rogue and I could rename him. I'm assuming you want a rogue. I really don't know. He doesn't qualify for anything. What? Really? What does a rogue need? Intelligence? What the? Wow, this is weird. What does a rogue need? Do they not have rogues? I thought I saw one. Hey, Rushnaka, welcome to the stream. I missed your message, whatever you typed up there. No, you can't really save the game. You have to go into the roster, or you can just quit the game and then you can start an out party if like you turn the computer off right in the middle of them being off. Oh, a rogue can't be good. Okay. Ah, that explains it. Okay. Well, I didn't want that anyway. Priest, gnome, good. Grunk says, I wish I could go back and tell my 10-year-old self who kept getting killed by goblins about hex editing. Oh, about how to do hex editing. That's funny. A very bookish thief. Yeah, I didn't even think about the alignment. That's funny. 5 bonus points. I don't think so. 16. There we go. Piety. I don't know if they need intelligence. I'm going to assume no. Let's work on agility like this. Agility is generally very important. Okay. It's not a stat problem, but a line problem. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got? We have Wizard, Priest, Fighter. Let's see. Enter your name. If this is like Wizardry 5, we should be able to generate a Samurai right off the bat. So let's give it a shot. Is human the best? Probably human or elf. Let me see what stats the elf has. They don't have much vitality, so I doubt it's going to be an elf. Looks like elves are actually really good casters. Let's do human. I have no idea what stats I need. We'll just figure it out. Human, good. I think samurais have to be good. I know lords have to be good. Maybe samurais need to be neutral. I don't remember in Wizardry 5. I think lords have to be good. Maybe samurai can be good or neutral. No, let's just do good for now. Maybe a hobbit? This is one of the challenges of not reading a manual and doing a blind play. You don't know what stats a samurai need. Or alignment. And I'm assuming I can generate enough points, but may not be able to. I don't know. I think the NES version gives you a lot higher stats based on what Moody was saying. It makes it a lot easier. Can't do it in DOS. Six, 7. I'm just going to put the letter A for now, for the name. 15, okay. Let's kind of even them out here. Nope, that doesn't qualify. Okay, let me just look that up. Because I don't want to be wasting all of our time if you can't generate one. Samurai Wizardry 1 minimum attributes. "15 strength, 11 IQ, 10 piety, 14 vitality, 10 agility, 6 luck. Must be good or neutral." Okay, it says this guide says dwarves have the best chance. Well, it says to change early into a samurai. Okay, so we may not be able to do it. We'll give it another shot here. I don't, so far, I think 18 is the highest points I've seen. It may go higher than that. I don't know. Couldn't you get like 28 though, Moody? There's no way you're going to get that in the DOS version. Yeah, 18 seems to be the high. Ron says, shockingly, the NES version of Wizardry 1 is one of the few good RPG ports. Grunk says, I remember the manual for this being pretty lighthearted, but then you get into the game and everyone dies constantly. Yeah, that's how Wizardry 5 was too. Hey, Walking Dead, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It's been decades since you played this on your Commodore 64. Oh, wow. This is my first blind play. Yeah, it said dwarf is the easiest to become samurai. I think we needed 11 intelligence, 6 luck. Let me check again what the vitality needs to be. Shouldn't have closed that. I read it off and then I closed it. Let's see here. And piety. Yeah, we're so far from it. 14 vitality, 10 agility. Yeah, I can see why dwarves would probably be the easiest to become one. All right. Well, what we'll do is if we can't get it with a good amount of bonus points, I'll just set the dwarf up to be close. And then we can change his class later. Samu Rai is still the best name for a samurai. 15. Nope, it's not gonna be enough. Don't worry. Probably 8's not even enough. Or I'm sorry, 18. We'll try it. If we can get an 18, we'll just accept it. Yeah, samurai are kind of weird in the first 5 wizardries. They just get high hit points. Here we go. Okay. 15 strength, 11 intelligence, 10 piety, 14 vitality. Hey, look at that. Boom. We got a samurai. Just barely. Yes. Roster. Okay, so we have Samurai Priest, Wizard Fighter. And gosh, if I remember right, the 3 in front are melee. 3 in back or not. It might be 4 in front are melee and 2 in back aren't. I don't remember for sure. Robert equals Robert. Ron's throwing out the funny names. Bo says Ken Knight, last night. The Knight. You don't remember getting 20 plus bonuses in the NES version either. Bargain Basement Samurai, that's right. Okay. So, if I remember right, bishops in this game identify items, and you don't have to pay at the trading post that way. And they may be able to uncurse. That I'm not sure about. I might be confusing it with Wizardry 8. I know for sure they can identify items. And I think if they fail to identify the item, something bad happens. I don't remember what it is in Wizardry 5. Like they themselves become scared of the item and they can't use it, or there's something weird happens. I don't remember what it was. But I feel like a bishop, they might get both spells. I don't remember that either. So let's look up bishop. See what their stats are. Seems like you can roll one of those off right off the bat too. Bishop. A throwaway bishop to identify items. Okay, they need 12 piety, 12 intelligence. That's it? Either good or evil. Okay. That's easy. Bishop got that art history degree. Yeah. Bishops can also move diagonally, Moody says. This is a helmet. It's a bow and arrow. No wonder you can't use it. Bishop. Elf is going to be the best. Bishop. I'm sure we're going to have characters dying, so in fact, if I don't get party wiped, I'll be really surprised. So we'll just do the best we can with these characters and then see how it goes. I do know I want to try to get 18 points. Did human on accident. 17, okay. I don't know what this gives us, but we might as well do that. His vitality is really low. Yes, okay, so we can have one more. Fighter, wizard, priest, samurai, bishop. I think I want to get another fighter-ish type that I could maybe change to a lord. Did I make the fighter neutral? Yeah, he's neutral. Okay. So yeah, let's create another one. Free lord. What does a lord need? I don't think you can roll one, but we can get him set to be close to becoming one. Lord, Lord, Lord. 15 strength, 12 intelligence, 12 piety, 15 vitality, 14 agility, 15 luck. Must be good. Yeah, we'll go with dwarf again. They seem to have the best stance for this. Oh, a thief. I forgot about a thief. Hmm. Walking Dead says, I remember my party was something like fighter, fighter, thief, priest, mage, bishop. Yeah, is the thief really useful though? That's what I'm wondering. Is all that they do, open traps? And isn't there a spell we can get to do that? Bo says, no matter how bad you do, it's better than me at age 5 trying to figure out this game. Age 5? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is way too complicated for 5. This is too complicated for an 8-year-old, maybe even a 10-year-old. You can always rename the character that dies off in this failure. That's right, Moody. Gosh, I wish I knew if I needed a thief. I'm going to assume I don't need a thief. How about that? If we end up setting off traps all the time, then I'm going to go ahead and get one. I would rather try to get a lord later on. 15. That's not going to be good enough. We're going to need 18 at least. 16. That's good, but I'm not doing it. We don't want to get a lord like way too late in the game. Especially since it's all random with your attributes going up. 16 again. It's really trying to get me to take that 16. Thieves are always useful, especially in Pool of Radiance. Roosevelt says, yeah. Oh, don't get me started on the thieves in Pool of Radiance. Math-wise, can any race do this with 18? I don't think so. I'm not sure what you're asking, Ron. You mean become a lord? No, they would be so far behind, it would take them ages. Some of the attributes, like minimum requirements, are way too low. Yeah. Hey, Hatati's welcome. Hatati says, I'd love to see Pool of Radiance remastered. Yeah, that'd be nice. If you don't have a thief, who will you blame for the traps going off? Yeah. Oh, we'll find someone to blame. 15, come on. Give me an 18 so we can get going here. Six. 5. Free Lord. 7. $26. 26. Holy moly. Okay, let's see what happens here. I didn't know you could get that high. So we need 15 strength, 12 intelligence, 12 piety, 15 vitality, 14 agility, and then you need 15 luck. Wow. You need 15 luck. Holy moly. It's going to take ages to get a lord. Holy moly. That will take ages. All-star. Yeah. Greg says makes you miss modern inventory of just clicking a button to re-roll. Typing in the name. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Ron. If we're not getting it with this, we're never getting it. So we're so far, we're actually 9 points short. So 26, so you actually need 35? Need 35 points to get Lord, which there's no way that's happening. So now I have to think about if I wanted to even try to go for that, which I think I do because they get pre-spells. But it's just going to be hard. What do I want to lower here? I think let's lower 2 points here. And then we'll be 5 points short on luck, 2 points on IQ and piety. So let's remove 1 point, 1 point. We got two there. So 3 points we're missing on luck, one on strength and vitality, two on intelligence and piety each. So that should give us a pretty good chance after maybe 5 levels, if you can get multiple stats to increase per level up to become a lord. So we'll try that. Use a hex editor. Yeah, we're not gonna cheat. Hey Alona, welcome. How are you? Yeah, no cheating with hex editors. We're doing this legitimately. There's a trick you can use, Moody says. Well, we're not doing any cheating tricks. Okay, we're gonna accept this. Keep this character pre-lord. It shouldn't take him too long. All right, so now let's go back to the edge of town, utilities, change name. So A is the samurai. Okay. Gilgamesh Tavern, add. Samurais usually have the most hit points. They're supposed to. So we're going to put him up front. Then we'll do the fighter. Then we'll do pre-lord. Then we'll do bishop. And then priest and wizard. Okay. This is our party. We have no weapons. Let's go to Boltax Trading Post. Sell. We don't have anything to sell. Samurai. Let's take a look at armor here. Armor is probably super important. So we have 1,000 gold. I like how it's breast space plate instead of breastplate, all one word. Walking Dead says several level ups for ninja. A lot of luck to get a ninja. Yeah, and you have to be evil. I don't want to have evil in my party. I know the Lord won't adventure with a. Well, at least in Wizardry 5. Maybe one's different. I don't know. But in 5, you can't combine a ninja with a Lord unless you can get the alignment changed on the Lord or the ninja, which is hard to do. I figured out the trick. Okay, thanks, Moody. Ron says seems like a very large amount of gold. There is a way, another way to get ninja, Moody says. Okay, so I think best bang for the buck right now is probably chainmail. Does it show me what you can't equip? Let me, because in Wizardry 5 it puts, or at least Wizardry 4, it puts a pound symbol if you can't use it. So let me look at the wizard. 6 forward. Oh, it says useless on the side. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so now we know what they can use. Get him robes. Oh, he doesn't have any money. Hold on. Cool. Buy. Purchase for just what you needed. just what you needed. That guy is pretty he's pretty I don't even know what word to pick. What would you call someone that after you buy something from him, he's like, that's just what you needed. That's really funny. Uh yeah, presumptuous. That's a presumptive. Ron says, I wish grocery store clerks would like that. Yeah, that would be so funny. Buy a Costco sized bag of Cheetos. Just what you needed. Oh, that's great. Jimmy says useless is a good alternative for failure if we have one. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. He's a used sword salesman. He is. Uh, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, it said useless on the longsword. I was like, he could use a longsword? Staff. Just what you needed. No matter what we buy, he's going to say that. Okay, leave. Samurai, buy. So let's calculate here. So it's 90 for the chainmail. So we're talking 270 if I get it on the first three. I'm assuming the first four characters are melee. Weapons look pretty cheap. The shields are pretty cheap, so they would be economical. The helm's expensive for probably just giving you a 1. Longsword's only 25. Okay. Yeah. Backwards. Chainmail. Oh, you cannot afford that. Well, let me pull my gold. We're going to get everyone chainmail first that can use it. Bo says, I mean, they're right, though. That's true. And Ron says, I want to make a game where shorts swords can only be used by hobbits. And Bo says, that's true. Size doesn't seem to matter in many of the games, only strength. Yeah. All right, Bishop, what can you wear? Leather armor is the best he can wear. Okay. Well, that's what you're getting. You're getting leather. You're getting a small shield. An anointed mace. Just what you needed. Helm you can't use. Okay, so that's all you get. Priest. I don't know if armor matters to the priest in the back. Let's just buy him a staff for now. He probably can't hit with it. Let's see. He can use chainmail. Okay. You're getting chainmail. So he may move up in front of the bishop then. Get a large shield. Okay. So, samurai. Now let's get you some more armor. Get you a large shield. And the helm, I don't think I'm going to get right now. Buy a large shield for the fighter. And pre-lord. Okay. 423 left. Then we got to buy weapons for them. So the Anointed, I'm assuming, either does extra damage against undead or something like that, or it has a bonus chance to hit, maybe. That's just a guess. Longsword's 25. Just get a longsword for now. Should I get the Anointed Flail on Prelord? I think so, because I want to see what it does. Okay. So I think we have weapons on everyone. The Bishop, we got an Anointed Mace. Yeah, we have weapons. I have 223 left. I'm going to save it for now. Grunk says, I hope there's one item that you can buy where he says terrible choice. Yeah, that'd be funny. An honest shopkeeper. Hey, Drudge, welcome. How are you? Drudge says, I wonder if it still says just what you needed if you buy something useless. That would be funny. That'd be great. Okay, here we go. Edge of town. Going to the maze. Let me slow down DOSBox here. An appropriate number of cycles. Inspect. Oh, equip. Let's put cycles at 200. Oh, this is how Fantasy 3 kind of works. You have to equip everyone like that. Yeah. And it's not showing us the armor class difference probably until it gets totally done with the equipping. Four, 4, 4, 6, 4. Let's reorder. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. Okay. That looks good. Well, I guess we'll figure out if the first 3 or first 4 can be hit. Looks a little slow. Let me speed it up to 292. You're doing good, Raj. Glad to hear it. You just started Ultima 1. Have more fun than anticipated. Nice. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Gronk says, although it'd be funny if you forgot to slow down DOSBox, immediately got attacked by 5,000 monsters. That might be funny for you. That would not be fun for me. Here we go. An encounter. First encounter in Wizardry 1 in the year 2023. Ooh, we surprised the monsters. Enter is fight, parry, take back, use item, run. Okay, so fight, fight, fight. Okay, so the first 3 characters can hit. I don't have any spells. Ah, I bet I had to go to the end to regain my spells. I'm sure Dispel won't do anything, but I'm going to try it. Hits for 4 damage. Yeah, the spell doesn't do anything. Fighter charges and misses. 3 damage from Prelord. Okay. Parry, parry, parry. Jimmy says, this looks great. Look at that kobold. It had a concept of range. Yeah. Kobold's killed. Kobold hits Samurai for 2. Thrusts violently at Prelord and misses. Kobold's killed. Samurai missed. Okay, we've killed 2. Cobalt runs away. Got him. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, so Califo. Cool. That will disarm traps. But I don't have it memorized because I didn't rest. So I'm going to leave this alone. Well, can I? No, yeah, I'm not even going to try to inspect. We're just going to leave this alone and get out of here until we get that spell. Said you can't walk through walls. All right, so let's go to the inn. Who will stay? Samurai. So if I remember right, in Wizardry 5, resting in the stables doesn't heal you. But I think a cot does. Let's do a cot. 1,000 more experience. Did that heal him? I don't think that healed him. Let me try it again. Oh, I didn't pool his gold. Okay. There we go. Nice. Nice. It was 1 hit point per 10 gold. Okay. So, let's switch to the priest. He can rest at the stables, I'm assuming. And I'm assuming he has spells now because of that. Bishop, stables. Wizard is napping. Okay. Let me see. Inspect. Where do I do that? Can I inspect when I go in the maze? Yeah, there we go. We got 2 now on the mage spells. Nice. And then number 5. Do you have any spells? Nice. We got mage on the bishop. And then priest. 2. Okay, perfect. I'll have to look in the manual to see what the spells are. Califo doesn't disarm traps, Hot Toddy says. The Thieves Union is trying to ban Califo. Yeah, that's the truth, Grunt. Do you think they'd give you trap chests at level 1? Jimmy says, yes, I do. I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing. Califo identifies traps? Oh. Oh, you have to inspect to see what spells? Oh, that's funny. Someone died in here. I just inspected and found some dead characters. Status. Camp. Is camp? Yeah, here we go. So how do we see our spells? Spell. No? Read? Here we go. Read. We have Halito and Catino. Let me bring up a notepad here. Mage. Halito. Catino. Okay. This was on the wizard. Let's look at the bishop. Read. Mage. He has the same. Okay. Ah, thanks, Moody. Ron says they probably have insta-death Chess at level 1. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. His old games were ruthless. Absolutely. Priest. Reed. Dios and Badios. Okay, Dios I'm positive is healing. Badios is probably an attack spell. So that's what we got. So we don't have that Kalito or whatever that was. So we'll probably just have to risk opening chests and see what happens. Bubbly slimes. They look like ghosts. Fight, fight, fight. I'm sure we can't dispel. Wait a minute. Why can't I cast? Oh, do you have to explicitly memorize the spells? I bet you do. Yeah, I bet we do have to memorize the spells. Sleep and tiny fire? Ah, that's what those are. Okay. Badios is like make wounds. Yeah, that makes sense. See, I played this game Sword of Glass, if you guys saw me play that quite a while ago, and it used Spanish words like this. Please don't sue us, Ghostbusters. Yeah, it does look like the Stay Puffed Man. Okay, here we go. Open. Actually, inspect. Who do we want to die, potentially? Let's do the bishop. Teleporter. Ooh. If he's right, that would be really bad. To get teleported somewhere and not know where you're at. JRPG games also use strange names for spells. Yeah, they do, Bo. Can't cast on a surprise round. Oh, okay. Hmm. Weird. I guess it's just to balance the game. In the original game, you couldn't cast surprise round, but the monsters could. Ah, so it likes to cheat on you. The DOS port fixed it so no one can cast in surprise rounds. Oh, okay, that's good. Teleport can suck because it can ruin your character's putting. They can be put into a wall. Really? The trap can do that? Because I'm assuming it teleports you just somewhere else in the maze, not into a wall. It picks random coordinates? That is horrible. Because that's a party wipe. And you can't get them back. That's a permadeath. We're definitely not opening this. And that's convinced me that I need a rogue. Wow. That's terrible. Yeah, that's horrible. That's a permadeath. Okay. So we're gonna have to create a thief. I guess we're gonna get rid of the bishop. Let's see here. That's on Edge of Town? No. That's first I want to remove him. Gilgamesh's Tavern. Remove bishop. And then we'll go back to Edge of Town. Training. Create. Thief. We'll do a Hobbit. Neutral. Let me speed up DOSBox again. 19. Nice. How about that? Okay. Oh, we have to re-add them all. Okay. Add samurai, fighter, prelord, thief, priest, wizard. Go to Boltax. You can use a short sword. Leather armor. Okay. Leather armor. Just what you needed. Small shield. Short sword. I guess that's it. Wizardry 1 does not mess around. Yeah, that's terrible. George says Demise game has that too, where you can teleport in a solid wall. Then there's a spell to retrieve the people. Well, at least you could retrieve them. That makes it not absolutely horrid. Wish the dude owns the rights to Demise would lower the price. Teleport trap doesn't move levels, but yes. If you're on level with the end boss, it can teleport you right in front of him. That's pretty funny. So now we got to go through this again. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I memorize the spells? No, we don't have to. It was because I surprised someone. Five undead kobolds. Hey, we can maybe dispel these. I think the Taz uses it to beat the game in like 5 minutes. Well, that's silly. What's the point of that? Thieves can't hide? Dispels one monster. Now it shows spell on thief. Okay, cool. Dispel. And then Alito? No, that's probably sleep. Let's try Catino. Oh, it is sleep. Catino is sleep. Worked on one of them. We dispelled one. Kobold's killed. Thrusted violently as opposed to thrusting gently. Man, the priest's OP with this dispel. Able to do it multiple times. Yeah, okay. The fighter, I think I bought the anointed flail and he just did 16 damage with that. Inspect. Thief. Poison needle. Ooh, that does not sound good. That does not sound good. I gotta get some gold. Poison needle. Nice. No, thieves don't cast spells. We got 13 gold each. Okay. It just always shows the spell option, I guess. I also think you do not get experience awarded for dispelled monsters. Yeah, that would make sense. Playing it safe, we're going back to rest to get back our spell. In the beginning, this is important. Later on, we won't have to do that as much. Wizard. Stay in the stables. The Mize was literally broken on release, so developer abandoned it and fans bought the game rights and fixed it all. That's pretty funny. Counter. The monster surprised you. Oh boy. You think one has it where you don't have to type the full spell name? Oh, you just type in part of it? Spell Badios. Spell Alito. 2 damage from Badios. Alito killed one. Okay. 2 left. Cast Dios on Samurai. Alito. Samurai's completely healed. Nice. Okay, inspect, thief, poison needle. Disarm, thief, poison needle. Disarm the trap. Each survivor gets 8 gold. Okay. Able to buy helms pretty soon. Ooh, an encounter. We surprised them. Demise is an obscure dungeon crawler. Lots of content. Played hundreds of hours on it. We're well worth it, in my opinion. Drudge says. Let's see. Dispel. Can't cast. Yeah, we'll get 8 gold pieces isn't a lot. It's per character though. So 8 times 6. It's not terrible. Oops, take back. Dispel. I think my mage is out of spells. Yeah, spell points exhausted. Okay. All right, 115 experience each, 8 gold. Gilgamesh Tavern, Venture Inn. Who will stay? Samurai, Pool. So we have 392 gold. Stay in a cot. 510 experience to next level. Okay. Not too far off. That'll be a big deal getting 1 level. Let's go ahead and buy helmets. Just what you needed. I had B to buy, but it's B for backwards. You have to P for purchase. I'm assuming this will drop our armor class to 3. I sped DOSBox up to 400 cycles now. Equip. Yeah, there we go. 3. Nice. That should help. And then we'll start saving up for bigger armor class boosts. Fight, fight, fight. Parry. Badios. Polito. Nice. Badios didn't do anything. So I must have cast it on the one that died. So then let's do Dios. Polito. Completely healed. Now he hits the fighter. You inspect the character in the tavern. I believe you can only... Oh, you can equip only the character there? Okay. Yeah, that would be more convenient. Inspect. Thief. Poison needle. These traps are all poison needles. Well, I'm assuming. Poison needle. You could not disarm it. Okay, we're going to leave this alone then. We're not going to open it. At least it said you can't disarm it, and it didn't just like trigger it. I want to see something. Yeah, you have to rest. Because we didn't have any spell points when we... Oh, actually, maybe we did. And I surprised the enemies. All right, I'm going to try something. I'm not going to rest. I'm just going to enter the town and see if I get my spell points back. Let's do that first. Because you are getting aged every time you rest. Inspect the wizard. Yeah, he got his spell points back. Okay, so that's how we're going to heal. Then I don't have to pay any money to rest to heal. Camp. Priest. Spell. Dios. On the fighter. Nice. Free healing. Demise any enemy can randomly willing join the party, even a late enemy boss. That's funny. Yeah, that sounds like Bard's Tale. That's how the Bard's Tales are, which is awesome. Not a boss, but any other monster on the level can join you. You can force bosses in your party. You surprised. Okay, cool. Found a Mordor folder on an old laptop drive and won't run. Spell. Okay. Dispelled 3 monsters. Wow. Yeah, I need to slow it down. I made it too fast. Okay, inspect. Thief. Poison needle. You disarm the trap. Grunk says, I've been in this hotel room for 50 years. Yeah, exactly. I'm scared. Okay, we're not going any further. We're going to get to at least level 2 first. If we're not too far from that. I've played enough games Iron Man to know. Oh, 2 groups. Okay. Let's kill the first group first. You can use an item. That's interesting. You just can't cast. Huh. Yeah, Moody, I know you do a lot of grinding in Wizardry 1 against those ghosts. I'm going to save the pre-spell. I'm not going to do Badios because I'm going to save for Dios. Let's try to put the second group to sleep. Works. Hmm. Spell Dios on the fighter. Spell Catino on group 2 again. Demise is heavily inspired by the Bard's Tale, Drudge. Oh, the developer made Devil Whiskey. Okay, yeah, I know what that game is. 1 hit point was restored. That seems kind of lame. Ron says, dispel more like OP. Orc runs away. Kobolds killed. Orcs killed. Orcs killed. Nice. Boom. 394 experience. Okay, we should have level ups. Who will inspect? Thief. Poison needle. You disarm the trap. All right. 10 gold pieces. Okay, before I go to the tavern, I want to get my hit points back on my pre-lord. One hit point. There we go. Okay, venture in. Samurai. Let's not rest in the stables when he does his level up. Let's do a cot, I guess. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I don't think it'll charge you if you're healed. Let's see what happens. Let's just do C. Gain next level. Oh, look at that. 10 hit points. Agility, vitality, and piety on the samurai. Sweet. Yeah, and it didn't charge us anything. So I'm gonna try the Royal Suite. I don't know if it has anything to do with your level ups, like stat boost, but we're gonna try it. 15 hit points, piety, agility, and luck on the fighter. Boom. Prelord, Royal Suite. Lost agility. So we got IQ, piety, vitality, gain luck. So I think in theory, 2 levels from a lord, because I think his agility was only down by 1, maybe. And he gained luck. The luck was the one he was down by 3 on. So he's 2 away from the luck he needs, but he only got 1 hit point. Dispel more like not OP because you don't get experience from it. Yeah. Yeah, we just did lose stats, Ron. Seems like stats you can lose are just random. Okay. Well, the first 2 characters are a lot tankier. Edge of town, go back into the maze. Actually, let's do the others too, because they should have enough. Except maybe the thief doesn't. Thief, Royal Suite. Lost piety, lost vitality, gain strength. Gain 1 hit point. Priest. Lost vitality, gain strength, gain agility, gain 5 hit points. Mage. Learn new spells. Gained in most stats. Gain 1 hit point. So priest didn't get any spells. Let me see what spell I got on the mage. Worst level ever, thief. Yeah. Read. Mage. He got dump a pick. Dumb a pick. Dumma pick. Dooma pick. Okay, what does Dooma pick do? Dooma pick. Gives the exact location. Okay. So that just tells you the XY. But we have 3 spells now. That's useful. The character is permanently lost due to old age because their vitality went below 3. Oh, really? Wow. That's terrible, Moody. This is a cool pick. No, it's a Dooma pick. I'm gonna save spells here. Nice. Crossbow bolt. Hey, it's a new one. Crossbow bolt. Atai says view map. I pronounce it Duma. That was an experiment you did, maybe. That's pretty funny. 2 groups. Okay, we better start doing yeah, let's do Batios. Group 1. And then we're going to do Patino on group 2. Small humanoids killed. One slept. Two slept. Three slept. Four slept. Wow. Sleep OP. So it shows on the right there two orcs. So evidently one woke up then because there's five. So two are active. Badios. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. The samurai's really hurt. Dios. I think I'm going to save Catino. Wizard will wait around. Your hamburgers are done, hot toddies. Trying to make me hungry on the stream. Dios again. Oh, we're out of spell points. Okay. Tino again on group 2. All slept except one. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. $472 experience. Ron says, as tough as Wizardry 1 is, I'm glad they didn't have food. Oh, you mean like that you had to do food stuff? Like Ultima? Yeah, Ultima 1 with the food is definitely not ideal. Okay. We have enough to level up. Let's take a look. It's probably exponential. Let's check someone that's not injured, the fighter. Oh, he gained next level already. Wow, level 3. Okay, Prelord. 6 hit points. Lost agility again. And lost piety. Oh, it's gonna take forever for him to become a lord. Thief. Lost vitality, lost strength, lost IQ. Thief's terrible. Okay, priest. Gain 1 hit point. 1 luck. Gain strength, lost 3 other attributes. Learn spells. Gain new spells on the wizard. 1 hit point. Man, these guys are terrible. So the samurai I want to heal, but before I do that, let's go into the mage and do it for free. Penguin says, funny enough, I think almost every Ultimate game with food, some way cheese in it, getting it real early or easily, yeah. Okay. Inspect. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Camp. The inspect here is different than the inspect from here. He's got level 2 spells now. Let's see what the priest has. He has Kalki, Dios, Badios, Orphic, and then he has Calfo and Manifo. Okay. Spell Bios. I'm sorry you gained a level but lost stats. Yeah. Yeah, we lose stats sometimes, and overall it seems like we're losing more than we're gaining. Grunk says he's objecting to the career path he planned for him. Atai says lost stats on level up can happen in every wizardry game up to 8, I think. No, 6 and 7 you cannot. You do not lose stats at level up. But 1 through 5, it sounds like, yeah. I don't remember it in 5, but it's been so long since I played that. Okay, so he's healed. Is everybody healed now? Yes, he is. Let's get Samurai his level up. First, get rid of his gold. Oh, he's not ready. 272, okay. Yeah, okay. Ron says, I wouldn't mind so much the stat loss if it wasn't so problematic. A fighter should not lose strength, vitality, dex. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I wonder why they did that. Lost stats. A friendly group of bushwhackers leave. I'm not fighting anything friendly. It just sounds like a bad idea. Lost stats are rare in Wizardry 5, Moody says. Yeah, I didn't remember seeing them all the time like that, but like I said, it was a long time ago I played it. Priest, don't do anything. And then you're gonna do Catino. I need to check the wizard spells too. I didn't do that yet. Samurai needs a lot of experience to level up. Yeah, makes sense. Let's try the Calpo. Stunner. Okay. So that just identifies the trap. Samurai found clothing. Hmm. So that's where we're probably going to need a bishop. Oh, what a pain. Let me inspect the wizard again real quick. Dilto. Dilto and Sopick. Whatever those are. Fighting friendly encounters affects alignment. Ah, okay. Makes sense. Sleep is an amazing spell. Yeah, it seems super strong. Surprise the monsters. That's the way we like it. Two 207 experience, so that's enough. stunner again. Trap was triggered. Oops, stunner. Party found a sword. Well, the priest found a sword. Did anybody get paralyzed? Oh, there we go. The thief's paralyzed. It just removed him from the party. $300 to remove paralysis. Wow, what a pain. Okay, Gilgamesh Tavern, add thief. Enter in. Samurai. Two hit points. Gain strength, gain luck, lost IQ, lost piety. See if anybody else is ready. Again. No. Oh, it's going to be the same for you. Priest. 841. Wizard. 989. Thief. 629. Okay, so the thief will be next. Ron says, Stunner, is Stone Cold Austin here? Hey there, old man yelling at the cloud. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Says, Prelord really just wants you to fight friendly so he can become a ninja. Yeah, evidently. Reorder. Actually, I'm going to keep the priest there. We'll put the thief next. Was it a regular stunner or stone cold stunner? Okay. Let me see what these other spells are that I learned. Let's see. So Kalki is lowers the armor class of the entire party by 1 for the duration of a single battle. That's pretty nice. Orphic lowers the armor class of the caster by 4 for a duration of single battle. Okay, that one's not that useful. And then on the mage, I don't have the other one. Let's see. Level 2 spells. Deal Toe is envelops an enemy group in darkness, raising their armor class for a duration of battle. Increases your probability of hitting. It doesn't say how much. And Sopic, invisibility spell that lowers the armor class of the caster by 4. Another useless spell. Unless you're doing a all caster run. And then on the priest, Calfo, identifies type trap. We already know that. Manifo is paralyzes an enemy group. Paralyzed targets can be hit for double damage. Okay. So that's pretty good. All right. Close something here. I think Kalki was the good AC boost. Orphic is on caster only. Just making some notes there. Okay. Bubbly slimes. We surprised them evidently because I can't cast. That fighter's doing so much damage. I'm assuming that's because of his strength. All right, inspect, thief, crossbow bolt. Disarm the trap. Ooh, rogues. That's a different graphic. Surprise the monsters. They even have dithering going on. They don't look like rogues though. Kind of look like Vikings. All right, let's get the armor class boost. Kalki. And wizard. Good old Catino. Nice. $316 experience. Poison needle. Judge says, do you hand map drawing for a game like this? Usually no. I usually just keep track of it in my memory, in my mind. Um, but if I get stuck, I'll do it. But that's pretty rare. Okay, let's see. Poison needle. Disarm the trap. 5 gold? That's it? Fabulous chest. Yeah, it had some fashion. Hey, Linky Link, welcome to the stream. How are you? Visuals are breathtaking. Gotta love this good old CGA. Checking out these doors. Okay, those are just hallways. Let's not go that way yet. Get our spells. Oh, I was gonna say we'll get our spells back. Monster surprised you. Slimy. A slime claws. They can claw and chew. Huh. Let's try Manifo. And then we'll also do a Tino on these since we're almost by the exit. Held, not held. Nice. 27 experience, 3 gold. Old man says, I'll be impressed if you can make it through the maps on this just by memory. First game I ever bought grid paper for. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be really rough. I know Wizardry 5 was rough, the maps there. I think I did end up mapping some of Wizardry 5 on graph paper. Glad you're doing good, Linky Link. What's funny when a human monster attempts to chew you? Well, it was slime. I guess it did kind of have a face on it, didn't it? Most slimes don't have faces. Okay, adventure in. Here we go. Samurai's not close. Let's see if the thief's ready. Nope, 250 left. Okay. Alright. Friendly group of orcs leave. Monster surprise you. This is why you don't want to venture out too far until you get some levels on you. Dios. Tino. Okay. 6 gold pieces. Wizardry 5 was your first attempt at mapping, a big mistake. Bard's Tale 1 was my first game I had to map. There's no way I could do that one without mapping. It's Bard's Tale 2 especially as the out of any RPG I've played, it has the hardest dungeons. Sword of Glass is pretty rough too. Surprised them nice. Okay, inspect. Poison needle. And Wizardry 4, that had really hard maps too, or yeah, levels. But it had some really weird ones where I had to actually look up some hints. I think I had to look up probably 3 hints to beat that game, which is pretty rare for me. Let's go ahead and dispel this. There was 3 or 4 hints I had to do. There's no way I could have beat it without those hints. Spell 2. Let's see if Manifold can work on these. Not held. Held. It can work on them. It's good to know. No, I have not played 1 through 3, Zrudge. I've beaten Wizardry's 4 through 8. I've never played 1 through 3. And the reason is I started with Wizardry 5. That's the first Wizardry I ever played. And so after that one, of course, Wizardry 6 came out after it. So I just played that one and then 7. And then I didn't find out until like 4 years ago, Wizardry 8. And then I played Wizardry 4 before Wizardry 8 to do a review on it because I had heard it's the hardest RPG ever made, so I wanted to do that one. So I just never got to 1 and 3 because of the order of those. So I've created reviews on 4 through 8. This will be my first play of 1 through 3, and then I'll do reviews on these too. But this looks a lot like 5, so it's mostly like Wizardry 5. Okay, so Adventure in, Thief. Next level, lost strength, gained piety, gained vitality, gained 6 hit points. All right. Let's check the priest. Are you ready? Two more experience. Ron says initial thoughts of the game so far. For when this game was released, this is definitely an A. No doubt about it. This game would have been so revolutionary when this came out. So absolutely. Would I go back and play this now when there's Wizardry 6, 7, and 8? Most likely no. It's still fun, but compared to 6, 7, and 8, it's just primitive. But when this game came out, yeah, there was This is an A plus for that time period. And that's how I do my game reviews. I do it based on when they were released. What ending did you get on Wizardry 4? I did not do the Grandmaster ending. I just did like I think I did the middle level ending. Reg says, so you never got to 1 to 3 because you were on 4. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to do the hardest one, the one that was supposedly the hardest. Okay, so back to the maze because the priest was next. Yeah, I think 4 compared to 1 through 3 and 5, I actually did like 4 a little bit better because it was different. It was really different being the bad guy, and it was extremely difficult. Um, getting monsters in your party and the combination, all that was super fun. Trying to figure out how to stay alive with that. That was really fun. The dungeons, not so fun. Okay, inspect. Poison needle. Could not disarm it. Can you try it again? Let's try it again. Okay, you can try it again. Nice. You never dared touch 4s, Raj? Yeah, I don't blame you. I just did it for the review and to have it on a checklist of games I beat. Although, like I said, I had to use 3 or 4 hints. Like there was some things I couldn't figure out. Hey, Salty Dog, welcome to stream. How are you doing? When this came out, I used to sneak down in the middle of the night and play it on my Apple. My mom would buzz me. Ah, I could totally see that. That was probably such fun times. That would definitely be something I would do. Like staying up at 3 in the morning, being super tired for school the next day. She probably wanted to play it herself, Ron said. The monster training party idea in Wizardry 4 is such a cool idea. I wish more RPGs had attempted it. Yeah. Yeah, the only other one that was like that was Bard's Tale. Second one, you could have a whole party of monsters, which was really fun. There's this PlayStation 4 remake of it. Okay, let's go get the priest leveled up. You want to go through trouble getting a copy? No, no, I'm not gonna. That's one of those games. There's some games in this world where I will only play them once and I will never play them again. Battletoads is gonna be one. The Ninja Gaidens, all 3 of those I beat. I'm never playing that again. Um, Athena on NES, beat that one. Never playing that again. Wizardry 4, never gonna play that again. No, Darklands I definitely play again. Darklands is fun. The open world. Old man says, I vaguely remember the Apple II making enough noise so I couldn't do it as a kid. Your old PC had a key lock on it, making it unusable by mom anytime she wanted. Yeah, I remember those. It was a hard lock on the power. Back then, but power buttons were hard switches. They weren't soft switches like they've been the past 20 years. And so you could not flip the switch. It actually didn't allow you to do it. I had a couple PCs like that. Okay, wizard. 33, so you can't do it, but the priest can. New spells, lost strength, gain a bunch of other stuff. Okay. Nice. Prelord, are you ready? Yes. Lost piety. At least we gained the agility back that we lost. I lost luck though. Fighter. Gain 13 hit points. That's nice. And Samurai's not ready. Okay. Let's see how much money we have. I might want to buy upgraded armor. 505. Yeah, I think it's time. Can I sell? Yeah, we can sell. Sell the chainmail. Actually, Ron, the old computers, um, they didn't require fans. The old computers were deathly silent because they ran so slow. There was no need to have a fan. You'd turn it on, you didn't even know it was running. Yep. Trying to think of the first computer I had that had a fan. Might have been a 46. I don't remember. But yeah, the old ones, no fans whatsoever. They were amazing. Character needing two experiences like the IRS, yo, 24 cents. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so upgrade for you. Let's see, forward. You don't have enough for plate mail. We'll get a breastplate for now. Just what you needed. Well, you wouldn't have known that, Ron. I mean, you would think, yeah, if it's older, it would have made a ton of noise. Only logical. You would only hear the disc drives, Bo says. That's right. Rich Knight says, yeah, the 46 Cyrex, it was suggested just to run on a heatsink, but it wasn't required. Yeah, it's true. Assuming you could afford one. Yeah, some of the heat sinks were huge too. You'd see a heat sink like that big. So you wouldn't need fans. Thermal paste was very unusual item to ask for. Yeah, true. Yep, disk drives were super noisy. Hit equip. I need to identify those other things I found too. But I'm sure it's just going to be normal equipment. Okay. Wizard. Armor class at 2 now. Look at that. Nice. Your first computer was a 46, Reg? Connected to the internet, sound like your PC summoned Satan. Yeah, good old dial-up. The dial-up modems became really, really noisy, prolonged when you got to 56K, 56 kbs, because it had to negotiate the speeds. So it'd go dinner, dinner, dinner. It'd make all these noises to get to the peak speed. The original modems that were like 300 baud, 1200 baud, 2400 baud, those did not. So the higher the baud rate got, the more it had to make noises. So the initial one, if you would have 300 baud, it would just go dinner and it was done. Boom, connected. The 1200 would be like done. So that's why it started to get so noisy, because the bit rate kept going up and they had to keep making all that noise to try to get a higher peak speed. It was pretty funny. Ron says I was around the very early internet, but by the time I was a kid, computers rapidly advanced. Yeah, I bet. Your dad had a very cool computer. Monster surprises. Oh, this is scary. Gotta keep an eye on this one. Okay, we're good. Let's kill the second group first. Dios. And Patino on the first group. What's 56 KBS? I don't know if you're being serious or not, Moody. So I'll answer in case some people don't know. It's kilobits per second. So baud is different than bits. Baud, like when it would say 2400 baud, that was not the same thing as 2400 bits. Baud was a different type of rating. It was a number of characters. You could actually, this 56 kilobit modem was actually still lower baud rate. They quit using that term though because kilobits became important. Let's see, I'm going to do another heal. Yeah, there's all kinds of weird history things that took place that a lot of people don't know about. They switched, I think it was at 9600 baud was the last time they mentioned baud, I believe. And then it went to 1440 kilobits per second. I'm not 100% sure of that though. 300 experience, nice. Okay, let's see. Thief. Trapless chest, okay. Let's cast Calfo just in case. Wow, it's trapless. Yeah, 300 baud was, oh my gosh. It was just so slow. You'd watch characters go like this across your screen when you'd connect to a bulletin board system. Armor. Wizard found armor. 2400 baud was your first speed, Rishnaka? Yeah, I had a 1200 first. I never, luckily I avoided 300 baud. Hot Toddy says my first serious job was doing tech support for AT&T WorldNet dial-up. Wow. Old man says 9614.4K were the two big upgrades that lasted for a while. Yeah, it did. Bruce Naka says I agree D4T that matches what I can recall. You spent a lot of money on both, old man. Okay, we do have an injury. Let's get healed before we go back. Eos on fighter. You remember upgrading to a 2x CD-ROM? Yeah, I remember getting the first CD-ROM. Well, my dad did, of course. I couldn't afford. I was a kid. He paid $500 for the CD-ROM drive. And that was in, I think, 86? Like, we were way ahead of this of time. Like, when it first came out, we bought a CD-ROM drive. It was like $500 in 1986, which, think about how much money that was back then. It was extremely expensive. And we got the encyclopedia on it. It was amazing. Oh yeah, the turbo button switches. Yeah, I remember that. The reason why they had that, for those that don't know, because you think you always want it to be faster, is no. Back then, most programs were not, like, especially games, were not programmed on timers. They were programmed to just run their instructions as fast as they could because the computers were so slow. And so if you wanted to run some older stuff, sometimes with the turbo button on, it would run so fast. Like Wizardry 1, this is a perfect example. It wasn't timer based. So the graphics and everything would go too fast. You couldn't see what was going on. So you know, unpunch the turbo button for those really older games. That's why they did that. $500.86 was $1,391 today, Ron says. Yeah, and I think it was actually, to be honest, more than that. I don't think that what they claim is inflation today is really accurate. I think it's higher than that, but yeah, it's at least, yeah, $1,400, $1,400. Not just for the drive. It's nuts. Okay, let's see if the wizard's ready. New spells. Oh my gosh, lost strength, IQ, vitality, and luck. We're losing more than we're gaining. That's just wrong. All right, is the samurai ready? No, he's not. Wizard has 11 hit points. It's terrible. I want to inspect. Inspect 6. Mage spells. So he didn't get another level 2. He just picked up Mograph, which is that armor class one. It sucks. Okay, let's check out the priests. Let's say $1 million. Frame rate tied to the CPU. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy says, yeah, these level ups are scams. They are scams. What the? Why are we getting scammed on level up? We'll end up being like having 3 attributes on everything by the time we get to level 30. Priest. So he did pick up another one. Which one was it? It looks like Milwa. Oh, and he picked up Matu. Okay. Stat inflation, Grunk says. They just can't keep up with today's piety. Somewhere I think there may be a patch for that. Oh, for the decrease in attributes. Krishnaka says, let's see, in 1986, $500 would have taken about 24 days of full work to earn, before taxes at least, for where I was at the time with the prevailing wage. Ron says, get the good level up DLC for $20. Yeah. And Moody says that's why I started all my characters at 17 or 18 vitality. Ah, so you knew ahead of time that the leave thing was in there, or the bug was in there, huh? All right, guys. Well, I know we're having a lot of fun, but I'm gonna have to call this quits for now. Let's see. We need to go to Edge of Town, and then we say leave game. That was fun. This is also kind of weird. So back in the day, I don't know how much information I should say, but there was a Control-Alt-Delete you would press in DOS to reboot the computer, which was a mistake. That was accidentally left in. That was not intended to be left in. That was for debugging purposes. And they left it in. So anyway, it restarts the computer. It's a soft reboot. So games like this, it wouldn't drop you the command prompt. So the only way to get out of it would be to do a Control-Alt-Delete. Now, to be fair, Wizardry 1 is not DOS. It's a bootloader. You booted from the floppy drive. So there was no DOS to drop to. But there were games that did run on DOS that you'd have to do Control-Delete. And some of them would even say that. They'd say, press Control-Delete to restart. Yeah, that was good progress, Jimmy. Really good progress. Got to level 3, 4 with no deaths. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, my pleasure. Let's see if there's anybody else streaming that I could send you guys over to if you're into that. If not, I will see you next time. Let's see. Let's send you over to NK. How about that? Here we go.